5. Look at all of my echoes. Hey everyone, welcome to the whatever episode of the Honeybee Knits podcast. I don't remember what episode this is, and I should probably figure that out, but that'll be for another day. Today is Friday, February 3rd, and I'm really happy it's a weekend, and so let's get the elephant out of the room. I'm podcasting in my loft today. No, that wasn't the elephant. The hair. Do you guys like it? I like it a lot. I got my hair cut yesterday, and for the first time in I think almost 2 years. I think the last time I had my hair cut was right before I took my new job, which isn't new anymore. I'll be there for 2 years in April, so it felt really good to get all that dry, nasty crap out, get some new color in, and I'm really happy with it. And yeah. My lighting isn't perfect. You'll see the glare of the ring light in my glasses a little bit. I have a new ring light and I'm still working out the technicalities on how to use it. We used it when I podcasted with Levi last week, which I hope you guys really enjoyed. We had so much fun doing that, and we will definitely be doing it again in the future for those of you that asked. But when I podcasted with Levi, we used it, but we had a little more room downstairs to set it up, and I'm pretty cramped up here in the loft. I don't have a lot of room. Like I said, we're still renovating, and so there's a lot of just crap in my loft, that mostly crafty crap that just really needs to be organized, and we're not going to be able to organize it until we're done with downstairs. So it just is the way it is, which means I'm kind of cramped into this little corner right here, so I don't have a whole lot of room to move the tripod back or anything. So if the lighting's off because of the shadows or the tilt is off, I apologize, but we're just gonna have to deal with it. So I have been really bad podcaster lately, and for you guys to see 2 podcasts from me right in a row is basically unheard of lately, but I've had so much knitting. I have so much knitting to show. My knitting mojo has been kind of gone for a while, and then all of a sudden it started to come back slowly, and now it's like full force. So I'm really excited to show you some of the items that I've been knitting, and I have 3 finished objects today and 1 whip. I did finish my adventurous wrap, which I will show, and if you recall, that is the whip that I was working on for our Whip It Thursday, and so since I finished that, I will be drawing a new whip out of the whip drawer today for one of these mini lovely bags. There's a chair full of bags over here, and there's, like, you know, my hanging up thing up here. There's a ton of bags. You guys have seen it. So we're going to be drawing for one of those. I forgot to mention, hello. If you're a new viewer, thank you for coming back. And if you're, if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I hope you really like this podcast. And if you are a new viewer, thank you so much for checking me out. I hope you love it. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments section below. I will say that I don't typically do show notes, but if you see something in the podcast you want more information on, please feel free to just comment below, message me on Instagram or Ravelry. We'll respond and let you know, or send you links or whatever you guys need. But also, I do want to say, I want to get better about telling you guys where you can find me, because I've had so many people ask me, and it is at the end of the podcast. I type out the web addresses, but in case you are not able to see that, or maybe it goes too fast for you, you can find me on Instagram as @honey_b_knits, on Ravelry as Melissa1308, and on Etsy as honeybeeknitsco.etsy.com. I have quite a lot of stuff up in the shop right now, more than normal, less than last week, obviously, because I currently have a 20% off sale on everything except for the Yarn of the Month clubs and dyed to order custom orders. So yeah, so guys, go check that out. I have sock sets. I don't have any mini kids, those sold out pretty quick, and I have some older colorways, some newer Valentine's Day colorways, and then I also have the March Club available, which I'm going to be showing you the February Club colorway today. I know nobody's received it yet. Maybe by the time you've seen this video, a few of you have, but I just mailed them all out yesterday. So more than likely you guys haven't received it. So if you don't want spoilers, make sure that you skip ahead. I will say that as much as I love this colorway this month, well, we'll get all to that. We'll get to all that. So anyway, those are the places you can find me. That's all the introductory stuff. I've yammered on enough now, so we should probably jump into the knitting, right? So let's start with the first thing that I finished, which if you watched our joint podcast, you saw this as a hoe, but I finished my February Desert Vista Dye Work socks, and the light is blowing them out because it is quite a bright light. Maybe if I hold it back here, but this is the Heart Shade Anemone colorway by Desert Vista Dye Works on her sparkle base, and I did 2.5 millimeter needles, Chiaogus, to knit them. There's not a whole lot to say. It is my first afterthought heel. I don't know if you guys can see that. I really don't like these sock blockers. Okay, so let me show you. So I bought these new sock blockers. Levi and I went shopping last week, which I'll get to acquisitions. And I bought these new sock blockers, and supposedly they're made by the same company as my other ones, but can you see the difference? So these are my old ones, and see how they have that nice foot curve, which most feet have that curve. This one's just straight, and they show things. They're just flat, so I think I might not use those, and I might use these ones. So let's take off last month's, and there we go. That shows them off so much better. So much nicer. Yeah, I don't know what is up with those other ones. They were shaped weird and I don't like them. So, here they are. So, here they are and all the, see, look at that nice curve. I love it. So, I did an afterthought heel as my first afterthought heel, and it turned out really nicely. I really love it. There's no gaps whatsoever. And I am in love with these socks. They fit perfectly, and I am an afterthought heel person all the way now. Yeah, there's not a whole lot else to say about these because I spent so much time talking about them on the joint podcast. So I will say that I'm just going to show you guys the difference between the new lighting I have, whoa, and the old lighting. So the old lighting shows the colors a lot better, and the sparkle. Look at that sparkle. I love that sparkle. However, I get all these weird shadows behind me, and then this shadow is worse when I don't have this light on. So let me know what you guys think. Do you prefer it with the light on? And it'll take a second to adjust. Or with it off. On. Off. This is truer to color. Sorry, you're helping me to figure that out. My next finished object is my adventurous wrap. I finally finished it. I haven't blocked anything or woven any ends. I finished 2 shawls and I didn't block either one or weave in the ends. I will probably do that this weekend and take some good photos. But for now, this is what it looks like. So this was the first triangle, which you guys mostly saw that, and then this is the second triangle. So last time I showed it on my podcast, I was down here. So I've knit quite a bit since you guys have seen it on my podcast. Last week when I showed it on our joint podcast, I think I was like right here. So I knit quite a bit on it. I did a 3-needle bind off for the first time. Absolutely loved. I've never done a 3-needle bind off, and I really love how it worked out. I really like the seam. I think it works perfectly. And so this is the Adventurous Wrap by Amba O'Brien. And this is Arkansas Yarn Company's advent calendar on her sparkle base. So yeah, I'm happy to have that done. I have a ton of leftovers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put each mini into my Cozy Memories blanket, and then whatever I have left after that, I think I'm just going to magic cake it up and add it to my scraps or something. I don't think I'm going to make another project with it. I I don't know. I'm not into the scrappy projects right now. I don't know why. Last year I was all about them. I haven't worked on my Cozy Memories blanket in ages. So there is that beautiful darling. And then I also finished my exploration station for our What You Knittin' Kit and Cal. So don't forget, our What You Knittin' Kit and Cal ends this weekend, I think, early next week. It ends on the well, it's February. I think we have 28 days in February, so it ends on the 28th of this month, so you have a few days left to get your projects done and put in the Ravelry thread. If you finish your project and you haven't put it in the Ravelry thread, make sure you do so that you can be entered to win prizes. There's quite a few people that have entered so far, and they all look very lovely. And I don't think I mentioned this. It is in my Honeybee Knits podcast Ravelry group because Levi doesn't yet have one. I think he's going to make one though, which is exciting stuff. But here is my exploration station, and again, it's not blocked, ends aren't woven in, but I am in love with it. I love how it turned out. Love these colors so much. So this is my Honeybee Knits yarn, and I used the Friends Forever colorway, and I deconstructed it, and this is how it turned out, and I absolutely love the bottom. Yeah, I just really love how this turned out. I can't wait to get it blocked. Again, I'm going to flip off the light so you can see true colors. Yeah, and the sparkle really shows when the light's off. So yeah, I really, really, really love how this turned out. I think it's gorgeous. I'm so happy with it. And I can't wait to get it blocked. I was going to say I can't wait to get it blocked so I can wear it, but I never wear my stuff. So I just really like to knit. I'm more of a process knitter than a product knitter, although I do like to turn out some projects. But anyway, so that is my third finished object. So we are just flying through today, aren't we? This is going to be a short one. Not really, because I have a lot of acquisitions. So with that, I think I have one more project to show. And this is going to be a short podcast today because I don't have a whole lot of time to edit. And I want to get it out there to you guys. So this is kind of it is a new cast on, but it's also a acquisition, which is really unusual for me to purchase something and then immediately cast it on. But I just found this so different than anything else I've seen and anything else I've knit with, and I was just super excited to cast it on. So I'll get more into this in the acquisitions, but we went to Strings Attached, which is in downtown Dayton. It's one of the local yarn stores to me, and she had a sample knit up out of this yarn. Not an entire sample, she just had like the beginnings of a sample, and I asked if I could knit on it, and the texture of this yarn it's different than anything. It's different than anything that I have ever felt before. And there's a reason for that. The contents is 50% cotton and 50% acrylic. So, oh, I forgot to turn my light back on, guys. See, I'm really bad at this. There we go. There it is. It's called Yarn Mixology, and it's 50/50. And it is 250 grams per 1,000 meters. I don't know what that is in yardage. Don't ask me. But it's a huge cake. Here's what it looks like. It is so pretty. I don't know if you can see. Oh my gosh, this lighting is going to kill me. Okay. We're just going to have to deal with the shadows when I hold things up. But, so we have the dark purple, the lighter purple, the light blue, and the cream, and then I've used all the outside of the ball, but it was like, you'll see it's like a cream. But basically it's a gradient, but it's very, very, very subtle changes, and it's made, I don't know if you guys can tell. Let me unravel some of this, 'cause I want to show you, darlings. So it's actually 4 separate strands of lace. I don't know if it's lace weight or if it's just string. 4 separate strands of string, not plied together at all. But as you knit, you have a pattern, and the pattern says that so the first, I don't want to give away the pattern, but obviously the first section is garter with increases. I'm really bad at this. So the first section is garter width increases, and they say knit until you come to a knot. When you come to that knot, start the next pattern. So what happens is when you come to that knot, they switch out one strand with a different color. So it's super subtle. So before I had 3 cream and 1 tan, and now I have 2 tan and 1 cream. And you can see the change. Oh my gosh, it's so blown out with this light. Maybe I'm just holding it too close. That's probably what it is. I'm holding it too close to the camera. But I don't know if you can see, but right where my pattern changes right here is where it gets a little bit darker. It's not showing up. There we go. So many, okay, lighting, we're just dealing with it, guys. We're just rolling with it. So the next repeat is an 8 row repeat where you do some stockinette and then some more garter. And I'm really liking it so far. I'm trying to like hurry up and get to the purple because, of course. And I will say the strings attached way overcharged for this because I've never seen this before. And then when I got home, I looked up the company and you can get it for a lot cheaper. I think I paid, how much is this? Yeah, let's just call it out because I understand making a profit when you have a brick and mortar yarn shop. I do. And I like to support local yarn shops, but I feel like yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I paid $45 for this plus tax. On their website, they have them for $30. So I ordered 5 more. I couldn't pick. They have a ton of different colors on their website. It's called Yarn Mixology. It does come from the UK, so you will pay a little bit for shipping. But I feel like if you're going to order a few at a time, then it would be worth it. And I would definitely recommend trying this. I think they have different blends. I think some of the blends that I have coming are 50-50 linen acrylic. Linen cotton blend, which I'm really interested to feel and try out. I'm not an acrylic knitter. I don't typically enjoy working with acrylic yarn, and maybe it's because this is more cotton than it is acrylic, and I've knit with cotton before, but only for like baby blankets. But this texture, I wish I could explain it to you. It just feels so soft and silky, and it's just different. It's so light, even though it's a fingering weight yarn. Most fingering weight yarns are light, but you can definitely tell a difference between this and wool. So I don't know. It's really super exciting. If you're interested at all in this, I definitely recommend you check it out. Google Yarn Mixology, and their website will come up. So yeah, I'm hoping, I really want to finish this week. It is 1,000 meters, which I think is like close to 1,000 yards. I think it's like 900 and some yards. So I don't know if I'll be able to, especially because, well, I might, because I have a little announcement to make now that we're done with showing the works in progress. Because yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the only whip I have to show because it's the only thing I've been working on. Not true. I have 3 finished objects. I am surprised I even have a whip. But, I mean, 3 projects this week. I podcasted a week ago Friday with Levi, and I had 1 pair of socks finished. So I don't know who I am. I don't know what knitting alien took over my body and decided to finish all my projects for me, but thank you. That's what I've got to say to that. So I'm really excited to work on this some more. I think it's going to be beautiful, and I talked to my mom because my mom is also a knitter. She's the one that got me into knitting, but she doesn't really have as much time to knit anymore, and she knits, but she knits is like a very light hobby, like when she just wants something to do. She doesn't really, it's not a huge part of her life. She has a nice decent stash, don't get me wrong, and she's made some very gorgeous projects. It's just she spends a lot of time on one project. It might take her a month to finish something, or it might take her a week, just depending on the mood she's in or how much she has to work. And they just got done with a big move. But anyway, she's a knitter. And I found some colorways of this yarn that I really think she's going to love. And I know that she loves cotton and linen blends. Just in general, she's knit with them a lot before. She pretty much wears everything she knits or that I knit for her. And I asked her, because I told you I purchased 5 more. And I purchased 5 more with the idea that some of those will be gifts for my mom. So not knitting them up and giving them to her as a gift, but like giving her yarn as a gift. And I asked her if she would rather have something knit up for her or if she would rather receive the yarn and knit something herself. And she said she would rather receive the yarn, or she said that she would rather have something knit for her. So I purchased enough. There were 2 colorways that really made me think of her, so I purchased enough where I could actually make her one and give her one, but I am debating on making her, and I think I'm going to use this exact same pattern too. We'll see, but I'm thinking about making it for her for Mother's Day, and I think that's okay to say because I don't think she watches the podcast very regularly, but yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully it comes soon because isn't Mother's Day like in May? So, yeah, and I'm not putting anything to chance with the way my knitting's been lately. So, we'll see what happens, but I'm really enjoying it and I really love it. And I have more coming that you guys will see in acquisitions. So speaking of which, if you heard, I purchased 5. So I've still been really good, but there's room for improvement. Let's just say that. So I have some stuff coming in the mail, aka the 5 skeins of that. I have some Freckled Whimsy coming because she put up another round of her peppermint mocha socks and I wasn't gonna get them. Like, I did really good. I think she's done like 2 or 3 rounds of it now and I've survived all of them. I didn't buy any until this last round. So I purchased it, and I think I wouldn't have, except for she also came out with like a hot pink, light pink, dark pink colorway that I had to have, and I was like, well, if I'm getting this, I might as well get the peppermint mocha. It's me. It's my old self coming back, and I'm trying to be better, but you know how that goes sometimes. I'm going to save that for last. So I have some acquisitions, and it's going to seem like a lot, but it's really not, because some of the stuff I forgot about. Like I've had it since like December and I forgot about it. This one I've had, I think, since the beginning of January, but of course it's mustache yarn. It's pretty true to color. It's showing up pretty well. It's really pretty. It's just blowing out the label is all. But it is mustache yarn, and this is her Je t'aime. I don't speak French. I don't know if that's right. Je t'aime. That's what I'm going to say. Je t'aime. So I like to pretend I can speak French. But this is her, I think, one of her Valentine's Day colorways. And you know my obsession with mustache yarns. And you know my obsession with pink. Valentine's Day is so hard for me every year because everything's pink. And I love it. I love it so much. I love pink. Okay. So then, I'll do this one next. So Levi, when he was here last week, bought me a little present. Sorry, Alicia. I didn't mean to make a crinkle. So first of all, he gave me back all my business cards. Because every time I send out an order, I send a business card. And he was like, stop wasting your money by sending me business cards. But listen, if you're a paying customer, you're going to get the full package that everybody else gets, which includes business cards. But I do appreciate receiving them back. So then he knit this for me. And it is so cute. Do you guys know what this is? Oh, okay. So he knit me a little sock ornament out of Get It Together Levi. Guys, I am in love with this. I cannot wait until next Christmas to hang it up. And in fact, I'm not going to. I'm hanging it up on my hook. I love it so much. It's so cute. And then he also gave me a skein of this is for my niches. I think that's what the colorway is. It doesn't say on here. But I'm pretty sure that's what they ended up naming it. But it's Michelle's, here I go. Mitchell's Creations, and oh, it's on her gold stellina base. You guys, so Levi had this colorway made for us. So pink is for me, purple is for Miss Allie, and the greenish teal mint julep-y colorway is for Levi. And how amazing is this? It's so, so beautiful. It's so beautiful that I bought a sweaters quantity. I showed this on Instagram. I don't think I ever showed it on YouTube. Maybe I did, but yeah, I bought a sweaters quantity because I need a sweater out of it. And I just love it so much. And I think she has some up for sale in her shop right now. So if you guys are interested, go check it out. It's a beautiful colorway. But Levi gave me the version that he purchased for us. And so, because they are a little bit different only in the fact that, like, this one has more concentration of color, and I think that's because he asked her to do that. He told me he asked for one with a little more pink, one with a little more purple, one with a little more teal, just so that we can all have a skein of the one that, like, represents us the most. But this is gorgeous. Look how that came out. It's a little more speckly, which I think is better for a sweater anyway, because I feel like something that's chunky is probably going to pull a little more. So she does a fantastic job. She's amazing. If you have not checked her shop out, you need to go do it. I love her yarn so much. I'm knitting with a sock blank currently from her, and I love it so much. So anyway, this is, Levi asked me, we need to get our Rhinebeck sweater plans going. And here's the thing. This year, Rhinebeck, from what I understood, was a little too warm to wear sweaters. But I'm going with the assumption that it's going to be like -20. And I'm knitting all the sweaters. I want to knit a sweater for every day I'm there. And I'm going to be there for 5 days. So that's not true. I don't want to knit a sweater for every day I'm there. I want to knit 2 sweaters for Rhinebeck. I want to knit possibly 3. I want to knit this sweater. And it's going to be the, I'm going to use the So Faded pattern. Either that or the flax. I haven't decided which yet. The flax light. I know the So Faded pattern looks really nice on my body, and it fits me really well because I've made one. Oh, maybe 4 sweaters. Oh. I want to knit all the sweaters, but I'm trying to finish. Okay, so here's my plan. I'm going to cast on all the sweaters in June, and I'm going to knit mostly sweaters from June to October or August. June to August, and get as many done as I can. Hopefully 2, 3, maybe 4. We'll see what happens because I have so many sweaters I want to knit. What was I talking about? Oh, the So Faded sweater. So I know the So Faded sweater looks really good on my body type, but I really want a flax because I enjoy knitting it for Jason, and I think I would like knitting it for me. I hope it would fit me okay. I've heard stories of it not fitting right and it fitting right, so I don't know. That's undetermined with this yarn, but it's definitely one of the sweaters I want to knit for Rhinebeck. The other sweater that I want to knit for Rhinebeck I showed before, and it's Mustache Yarns, and it's her sock sleeve sweater kit. Remember, it's blue, and then the sleeves are striped. I want to knit that one. And I also have had this for almost a year now. And it's Nicole Hugh Loco, and it's a So Faded sweater kit pattern set. And I think it might happen this year, guys. I think it might happen for Rhinebeck. So that's 3 sweaters. Plus, I have my honeycomb sweater that I have the ribbon cast on for that I really want to knit. That was supposed to be knit for like Christmas, and I didn't even get past the ribbing. I feel like there's about to be an avalanche over there, and this is the problem I have because I have no organization skills and everything's just shoved around. Anyway, so that's so if you include my honeycomb sweater, that's 4. And then I purchased the So Faded pattern at one of the shops we went to this past week, and I really want to make it, and it's DK, so I feel like it would go by really quick, and I'm going to dye my own yarn for it, so I'm really excited for that. So, and I have the yarn, I just need to dye it up, and so I'm thinking that that's going to be casted on soon too. So that's 5. Let's just recap. Okay. You guys. I'm sad. My niece. Okay, quick story time before. Okay, so sweater talk. Let's do sweater talk first. Okay, 5 sweaters. Because we've got So Faded. This is for my niches. The sock sweater kit. The honeycomb sweater. And the what is it called? I just said it. The other faded cardigan DK one. I've got a problem. And Levi is not on the fade train, but yet he's gonna knit. Did you guys catch that? He's gonna knit a Find Your Fade. So anyway, we'll see what happens. So I have to tell you a quick story. My niece broke her leg. And and prior to that, I think I've told you guys this before, they spend a lot of time at our house, and prior to that, they hadn't been here for a while because we've been renovating, so it's difficult to take care of two kids which, I mean, she's 13 and he's 10, so they're pretty self-sufficient, but it's extra that you have to plan meals, and you have to do the adult thing rather than the, like, let's just eat ice cream for dinner because we've been working on the house all day thing. You can't do that when you have kids here. Well, you could, and they probably love you for it, but it wouldn't be very healthy for them. So anyway, she broke her leg a few weeks ago. It's been a while now. And so she hasn't been able to stay with us because her bedroom's upstairs and she can't get up and down the stairs, and she doesn't want to sleep on the couch downstairs by herself because it's creepy, and so she hasn't been here in a while. Well, she got her boot off today and she got a cast. So what's really exciting is they're going to come stay with us this weekend, and she just texted Jason saying that she can't wait because she misses us, which for a 13-year-old to say that is like, oh my god, my baby, because, like, you know, 13-year-olds, ever since she's been like 11 or 12, she's like very indifferent, like, okay, I'll come to your house, and now she's like, I miss you. Like, it feels good. I miss her. I miss him. My babies are growing up. So I met my niece when she was 3. And instantly, I feel like she's the reason why I fell in love with Jason, because the first time I met her, Jason and I were just friends, and this is probably a long story. I'll probably cut it and put it in at the end. But Jason and I were just friends at the time, and his house had caught on fire, and when I found out, I rushed over to make sure that they were okay and they didn't need anything. I left work because he called work and he's like, I'm not going to be in today. And I was like, I was his manager. You're not supposed to date your employees. But I did. Anyway, so he called and said he wasn't going to be in today. And I said, okay, is everything okay? And he said, well, my house is on fire right now. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I left work and I went to check on him and his family, which I had never met his family before. And he was standing outside, and this little 3-year-old girl with long dark hair. I mean, she, like, dark complected, long dark hair, big brown eyes, comes running up to him and jumps in his arms, and she's just hanging on to him, and I'm just like, oh, my ovaries. So I'm pretty sure she's the reason I fell in love with Jason to begin with. And yeah, anyway, so the fact that she's 13 now, and then Devin was just born when we started dating, so he was born, I think, like 2 weeks before we started dating. Actually, I think it was more like a month before we started dating, but, and he's been my little buddy ever since. Like, he is attached to me at the hip, and I'm attached to him, and anyway, I love those kids to death. Hippo. Let's talk about Lolo Did It. So, here's the thing. In my last podcast, I ranted about how I wasn't going to buy any more Lolo Did It Hippo yarn because I felt like there wasn't enough color in it. And then she came out with a Mardi Gras colorway. And if you guys know me, you know I'm a New Orleans Saints fan. I love New Orleans. Anything to do with New Orleans or Seattle is my jam. And I was like, okay, just this last one. Just this last one. But then she did this. You guys, look how much color is in there. It is, and it's all throughout the skein too. It's not just on the outside. So, like, I'm really impressed. I want to show you a comparison, but I don't have the other one here, or the other ones. But if you've seen my last podcast, you know that they've just been kind of throughout. So I'm really happy that I got this. It makes me confused with my life. Oh, look at that. My hair is... It makes me very confused with my life because I had pretty much resigned myself to not buying these anymore for this year. And then something like this comes and I'm like, oh my God, I melt. I melted. What are you going to do? You're going to not buy anymore. That's what you're going to do because Rhinebeck. Right, guys? Rhinebeck. So, yeah. I bought it. Whatever. But I love it, right? I sneakily bought it because I wasn't going to tell you guys because I ranted. But I'm really happy with it. And I'm really happy I got it. So, next, I received, didn't purchase, but I received my special skein of Desert Vista Dye Works for knitting 12 socks last year. One for each month. And here it is. You guys, it's so unexpected. So she went with like a gray self-striping where there's like 3 different colors of gray. And then she added this like rainbow mini to it. And I love it. So real quick. There we go. How pretty is that? So, sorry guys. So, this is going to be, I was going to knit it this month because I really wanted to. But I think I'm going to knit these in March. Maybe. I'll look and see if I have a green or a St. Patty's Day themed Desert Vista Dye Works sock, then I will knit those for March. But if I don't, then I will knit these for March. If I do, then I'll knit these for April. So I'm excited to cast these on. I'm going to do the contrasting cuffs and toe. I haven't decided if I'm going to do cuffs and toes or cuffs and heels, but I'm definitely doing cuffs. It'll probably be cuffs and toes because I've learned how to do the bullseye looking afterthought heel and I really like it, so I think I'm probably going to do that. But you know what the nice thing about doing the afterthought heel is that what I'll do is I'll knit both socks first, so I'll have the cuffs and toes done for both socks. And then in this color, knit the tube, and then by the time, and then I'll know if I have enough to do heels as well, and most likely I won't, but if I do, I can always do heels too. So, that is that. And then we went shopping. So, I did really good. We went to 4 yarn shops, and I only purchased 2 skeins of yarn. The first one was the whip that I showed you, and this was the second one. So this is Ba Yarns, and it's La Jolla. No, it's not. It's La Jolla. Somebody sent me some Ba Yarns, which I absolutely adore. I haven't knitted up yet, but it is up there on my shelf. I can see it right now. And I adore it so much, and I needed to knit something with it. And I just was waiting for the right project. And then I saw this in one of my local yarn shops, and I was like, it's coming home with me because it's out of my comfort zone. It's a little bit different. And I've been really into the oranges lately, so, which I think will be pretty apparent. But anyway, so I really love this, and it is blowing out, so let me do this again. Oh, look at it. It's so pretty. So they had a shop sample knit up out of this, and not this colorway, but this type of yarn. And the way that it flashed was really cool, and it's actually cow. And so I think that's what this is going to be, or it's what the other one that I have is going to be, or what both of them is going to be, because they would make really cool Christmas gifts. So, yeah, we'll see. Like I said, I'm trying not to buy yarn because I'm trying to knit the things that I have casted on so that I can cast on stuff like this. So this will not be casted on anytime soon, just because you guys, you know the struggle. I've talked about it. I don't need to keep saying it. So that is it for new acquisitions. I think I showed these last month. These are the 2 Valentine's Day colorways I have in my shop that are 20% off right now. Look how sparkly they are. This is Stupid Cupid and this is Heartbreak Hotel. And I love them both. I need to knit something with them. Why am I singing? Levi, damn it. Okay, so here's a spoiler. Here's a spoiler, guys, because I just sent out the clubs yesterday. So if you have not received yours, which is probably going to be like 98% of you, look away now because I don't want you guys to be spoiled unless you want to be. And because of that, I'm not going to describe the colors in the colorway. I'm just going to show it to you. Are you ready? Are you looking away? Here we go. Okay. Super blown out, but this is the February colorway. And let me tell you guys, it's probably a lot different than you were expecting, isn't it? And here's the reason why, because it's Valentine's Day, it's February. I wanted to do a pink colorway, but I feel like that's what everybody expects me to do because I'm me and I do a lot of pink. And if last month was any indication, you know that I'm trying to branch out of my comfort zone. And this turned out amazingly. So I wanted to do it again. I wanted to branch out. I wanted to use colors that I don't normally use. And so I did. So this is inspiration for this. I'm going to put up a photo here. Once you see the photo, I can't say what it is because people are looking away because they don't want to be spoiled, but you'll know what my inspiration was, and I think it turned out really great. This one is, I will say, this colorway came out different base depending on the base that you got. My DK base is always more saturated, so the colors are a little bit darker, a little more richer. My worker bee base is always a little duller. I think that I don't know if, I think it just sucks the dye in, and then if I use too much dye, it starts bleeding, so there's a fine line between getting the color right on my worker bee base, but it still came out beautifully. I think you guys are going to love it when you receive it. And then my queen bee and my sparkle base pretty much take the dye the same way because they're both a 2-ply yarn. And so that's what these ones look like. And the way that this color overlapped with this color caused a third color, so I can't say the colors, but yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. It's completely out of my comfort zone. It's completely different than what I'm used to doing, which I think is I love it. I love it. Now, am I going to guarantee that there's not going to be a pink colorway within the next few months? No, because I'm a pink gal and I need some pink in my life, and I ventured out of pink for the past 2 months, so I feel like I should reward myself and get to dye up some pink. Well, there is some pink in here. And I did want to mention, different colors take on my sparkle base differently. So when it comes to sparkle base, the amount of sparkly, I think, depends more on the colors you're using than anything else. Because this is the same base. They were both cooked the same differently. And you can see the sparkle in this one, and you can't really see it too much in this one, and I think it just has to do with the way that the color causes the light to reflect, which makes a difference in how sparkly it looks. Could be completely wrong, but that's kind of my assumption from seeing how it dyed. So I also sent one of these. There's a few different colors you could have received on that. It's a little heart, and I sent some more of that lovely tea that you guys liked from last month. It's my favorite. And one of these. Let me just show you. Yeah. So I thought that was a nice little add-on surprise. So I hope that you guys love the club. I'm really excited about next month. I can't wait to get those dyed up. My March clubs are open right now, so if you are interested, make sure you go check those out. They will close at midnight on the 15th, and then all yarns will be shipped by the 25th of March. So what else do I have? Okay, so that leads us to the next item of business, which is, oh, I need to do a giveaway, don't I? I'm going to be doing a lot of cutting and moving. This podcast is kind of just all over the place today. So those of you that were looking away for the club can look back now. So it's trying to draw a new whip, and I want to shake them up really good because I want a good one. And here's the thing. I debated on whether or not giving myself an allowance to, like, if I pulled something out and I don't feel like knitting on it, to put it back in the jar and pick something else. But I'm not going to do that, because here's the thing, is that if I allow myself to do that, what's going to happen is there's going to be certain projects where I'm always going to put back in the jar, because it's not that I don't want the finished object, I'm just not looking forward to knitting on them. So here we go. Here we go. Let's pick one. I'm afraid. I'm really nervous because there's really like some big projects that I really just want a small, simple one right now. Are we ready? Ah. I got the cable ship socks. Which I guess is a good thing. It's just, I don't like cables, and I don't like patterned socks, so putting a cable on a sock for me is like, boo. And it's toe up, but I'm gonna do it. And I think I cast these on like 2 years ago. I don't know. Let me find it. Is this it? Nope, that's not it. It's one of these 2 bags right here, actually, so it actually works out because it was right here. So let me see. Oh, it's on the one that I put all the hanging stuff on, of course. Okay. This has got to be it. And guys, let me tell you how far I've gotten on these. Oh, I was knitting them on DPNs. That's disgusting. I hate DPNs. Like, no, this isn't going to stay this way, just FYI. But here we go. That's how far I got on them. Like it? Yeah, me too. It's a toe. 1 toe. And apparently, this was when I was still doing socks 2 at a time, because look at this, guys. I have 2 balls. But I only have 1 toe, if that tells you how far I got on this pattern. So, yeah. It's my next whip. So this is Crazy Zobber Ball. I remember that much. The tag's not in here, so I don't know which Zobber Ball it is, but it is Crazy Zobber Ball. And the socks are not going to match, and I think that was part of my complaint with it. It's probably why I didn't continue with them. But hey, we're going to do it, and we're going to get these off the needles, because Melissa does not frog. This is another thing that is up for discussion. Not really, because I do what I want, but people have told me I'm so ridiculous because I don't frog projects. And I normally, the only time I will frog a project is if I have yarn and I just like randomly picked a pattern because I wanted a pattern for that yarn, and then I found a different, better pattern, and then I'll frog it and immediately cast on the new pattern. But I really like this pattern. I like how the socks look. Yeah, they're gonna get done. I'm gonna do it. So, these are gonna go downstairs with me, and starting Thursday, I'm gonna start working on these. And the good news is they are socks. And I don't know how fast I go with cable socks, but I know I go pretty fast with regular socks. So maybe it won't be so bad. Maybe I'll have this done this month, in March. That would be nice. That would be another whip off the list. And we're going to be positive. Where did I put my whip jar? Because I really don't want to knock that over. Because then what happens is you knock it over. Oh my gosh, I'm just going to make everything fall. You guys, can somebody come over and organize my craft room? Okay, thanks. Anyway, yeah, so we're going to knit these up. We're going to get them off the needles, and we're going to pick a new whip. That's going to be March's goal. So, yay. Oh, this bag is by Freckled Whimsy. I love Freckled Whimsy bags. And they're elephants. And I have an obsession with a few animals. Penguins are my number 1. I love penguins. Owls, elephants, and of course dogs and cats. But penguins, elephants, and owls are like, I love them. So, I love elephants. They're so smart. They are so smart. I love them so much. But anyway, this is one of my favorite sock sizes from her. I think I should, here's the other one that I had from last year. Maybe it was 2 years ago. I really love these, and I wish that she still made them. But I think she's more focusing on dyeing yarn right now, I think, which is fine because her yarn is gorgeous. I just bought some. I'm waiting on it. I already said that, but anyway. So, I think that's it, guys. Oh, I need to do a giveaway. Okay. So, we have, let me log into Ravelry here. While I'm logging into Ravelry to pick a winner, let's talk about our Olympics Cal. So, in case you're not aware, I am hosting, oh yeah, tomorrow I'm hosting a 24-hour knit-a-thon where you pick the time when you start. You could start it at midnight tonight, you could start at 8 a.m. tomorrow, you could start it at 10 a.m., 12 p.m., I don't care. Start it whenever you want, start it Sunday. But the idea is that you set aside, you don't set aside 24 hours, but basically you knit as much as you can in 24 hours. So, however you decide to do that, if you decide to knit for the full 24 hours straight, which I don't think many people or anybody is going to do, but if you do, kudos to you. I tried that once and it didn't work out for me, if you'll recall the bubbles pullover incident. But basically, I'm going to be doing, so this idea is pretty common like in the reading world where they do 24-hour readathons, and they do like reading sprints where everybody gets together and they put a start page and then they read for a half hour and they put an end page and say how many pages they read in that half hour, and it's just basically a way to dedicate time to knitting. So I'm going to be doing knitting sprints. Not really. I'm just basically going to do Instagram stories all day tomorrow, kind of just showing my progress throughout the day. I don't really have a lot going on that I know of. My niece and nephew are going to be over, so I will want to spend some time with them. But, you know, we can play games and stuff like that, and I can knit in between rounds or whatever. So, yeah. I'm excited about it. I haven't decided if I'm going to start at midnight. I'll probably start at midnight tonight. Only because I think it's a nice even number for me, and it's like the beginning of a new day. So, and I'm always up until midnight the next day. So I'll probably start at midnight tonight, maybe knit until 2 or 3 a.m. because that's how late I normally stay up on Fridays anyway. And then I will pick it back up in the morning, and knit tomorrow. And I'm going to be working on my, yarn mixology gradient that I showed. So, I hope you guys can join me. And I'm also hosting the 2018 Winter Olympics Cal, and that goes until the 26th. Midnight on the 26th is when I will close the threads. And basically, it's just any finished object. And each finished object you have, if you haven't seen or haven't participated yet, has a point value listed on Ravelry in the thread. And so if you've finished a project between the time that the Olympics started, which was a few weeks ago, and the 26th of this month, you find the point value, you post a picture, you tell me what the point value is for that item, and then I add up all your projects, and we have a rolling leaderboard, and we will have gold, silver, and bronze prize packages that will go out in the mail, and then we'll also have some honorable mentions of pattern prizes. So even if you're not in the top 3, make sure that you're still going out there and entering in your patterns and racking up those points, because you may still be drawn for a pattern or some other fun stuff. So I haven't updated it today, but by the time this goes live, it'll be updated. There's our okay, so I just want to say the amount of responses in our cals lately have been fantastic, and I just want to thank each and every one of you for participating. It is so fun to see all your projects and see all the chatter. I know I'm not very active in there responding, but if you ask me a question or tag me in a post, I definitely do respond. If you message me on Ravelry, I respond. But I just don't I don't comment a lot in there just because there's so much chatter going on and I don't have time to keep up with it all. But I do read every single thing. So I want to say for February, we already have 21 or 23 entries. So that is fabulous. Thank you guys for our February sock knit along. So we are here to draw for our January sock knit along because I haven't done that yet, and we had 55 entries this month, which is the most that we have ever had. You guys are amazing. Your socks look gorgeous, and particularly the socks that stand out to me right here. And I just want to preface this by saying that if I draw this number later on, it's completely random because I haven't even put in the numbers yet, so I just want to let you know. But these socks that are like faded right here, like by Dear Emma Ray, they are so adorable. I love them so much. But they all look fantastic. They really do. Oh, we got some zebra socks in there. I love them some. Oh, also, look, we got some Victorian Queen Bee socks. Honeybee Knits yarn right there, guys, and they're gorgeous. I love them. That's one of my favorite colorways. They turned out great. And okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I said we have 55 entries, so I'm gonna go random.org. So our minimum number is going to be 2 and our max number is going to be 56 because I was the first post. And generate. Alright guys, let's go. I have my number. I'm going to go look and see who won. Our winner is Final Herald Mage. And she knit some hippo socks, and it looks like it was the hippo for Hanukkah? Hippo for Hanukkah, I think. And that is Rachel from Omaha, Nebraska. So congratulations, Rachel. Please get in touch with me. Send me your mailing address, and I'll get you a package out in the mail. So I think that's it. I don't have any other things to talk about. Spinning, I haven't been spinning. My wheel got moved up to the loft because of the renovation, so it's kind of like one of those out of sight, out of mind things. It's something I do want to get back to. I look at my fiber and I want to spin it all up, but I just don't want to spend the time doing it. So we'll get there eventually. We'll get to a place where we can be really well-rounded. Diamond painting, I did a little bit of diamond painting. I kind of fell off a little bit this week. I haven't really worked on it in about a week now. I will get back to it. I needed a little bit of a break from it. But yeah, that's about it. So thank you guys for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And otherwise, I will see you in another few weeks. Bye.